like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Right. So today we're diving into something pretty fun.
Yeah.
We've got this article all about finding humor, like actually finding humor in everyday life.
Right.
And it's using all these amazing comedians for inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like comedic philosophy, but like way more fun than a lecture. Right?
Absolutely. Forget the boring textbooks.
Yeah, we've got Charlie Chaplin.
We've got Jerry Seinfeld.
Amy Schumer, like the greats.
Exactly.
So it's not just about being funny.
Right.
It's about using that comedic lens to like navigate all the stuff that we deal with every day.
Yeah, all those daily challenges.
Like routines and even like big existential questions.
The big stuff.
Yeah. So imagine if we could all channel little Lucille Ball.
I love Lucia.
Or like George Carlin's sharp social commentary.
That'd be pretty great.
I know, just to get through the day.
To get through the day.
Yeah. So let's start with like everyone's favorite part of the day, the morning routine.
Okay, sure.
The article suggests taking inspiration from Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, okay.
All that physical comedy.
Yeah.
Like all the stumbling and bumbling.
Slapstick.
Like turn your morning into a slapstick routine.
I love it.
Right.
That sounds fun.
Imagine tripping over your own feet, like trying to make coffee.
Yeah.
Or accidentally, putting your shirt on backwards.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think it's,
Yeah.
it's easy to take ourselves so seriously, especially first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
So bringing in like a little playful chaos might be a good way to lighten things up.
Oh,
and just remind ourselves not to sweat the small stuff.
I'm already picturing myself like pulling a classic Chaplin move.
And getting my pants caught on a doorknob or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. Okay, so we've conquered the morning. What's next?
Okay, well, no deep dive into life's absurdities would be complete without talking about food.
Okay.
And who better to guide us than the king of observational humor himself, Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Seinfeld can find humor in literally anything.
Anything.
Even a bowl of cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He famously called cereal milk soup.
Yes.
And even joked about it having zero commitment.
Oh, my gosh. It's funny because it's true.
It's so true.
You know, like how much we take for granted. Like we've all been eating cereal our whole lives.
Yeah.
But have we ever stopped to think about the sheer absurdity of it?
The absurdity of a bowl of cereal.
I know.
It's brilliant.
And that's the beauty of Seinfeld's humor. Like he points out the ridiculousness in the mundane. And it helps us appreciate the little things in a whole new way.
In a whole new way. Absolutely.
So think about that.
Okay.
In your own life. What seemingly ordinary things have you never stopped to question?
Have you never even thought twice about?
I know. I'm going to be thinking about milk soup all day now.
Milk soup. It's catchy.
Yeah.
All right. And speaking of food that makes you think, the article also mentions Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, okay.
And his hilarious take on kale chips.
Oh, Gaffigan, he's the best.
Oh, he's so good.
The master of food-related self-deprecation.
Absolutely. Remember his bit about kale chips being crunchy sadness?
Oh, so true. It's like, we know we should be eating healthy.
Right.
But sometimes you just want that burger and fries or the pizza.
You just want the good stuff.
It's a constant struggle.
It's a struggle.
This internal struggle.
Yeah. And Gaffigan, he captures it perfectly.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to admit that he loves food, even the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And by doing so, he makes us all feel a little less guilty about our own indulgences.
Totally.
It's a good reminder that it's okay to enjoy the things we love.
Yeah.
Even if they're not always the healthiest choices.
It's all about balance, right?
It is.
That's such a good point.
Thanks.
And it brings us to another legend.
Okay.
Who wasn't afraid to call out
our
cultural quirks, George Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
The article mentions his rant about taking pictures of food.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, so good.
Classic Carlin.
So relevant today.
Yeah.
Especially with social media.
Especially with social media.
Yeah.
It's like, are we really enjoying the food if we're too busy trying to get the perfect Instagram shot?
I know. It makes you think about how we prioritize documenting over actually living in the moment. It's like we're so focused on showing everyone how much fun we're having that we forget to actually have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. And Carlin, he cuts through all that. Yeah. You know, he exposes the absurdity of it all. So next time you're reaching for your phone, before you take a bite, remember, Carlin, why not just eat it?
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
But so true.
Right.
Okay, so we've tackled mornings.
Yeah, right.
We've explored the comedy of food. Where do we go from here?
Well, let's venture into the world of relationships and dating, which can be, hilarious, but also frustrating.
Yeah.
And for this, we turn to the sharp wit of Chris Rock.
Okay.
The article highlights his analogy, comparing relationships to a Netflix subscription.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
The first 3 months are free?
First 3 months are free.
And then they hit you with all the fees.
All the fees.
The emotional fees, the time fees, and of course the dreaded "why didn't you text back" fee.
Oh, the worst.
The worst.
It's brilliant though. I mean, he's basically framing all those anxieties and expectations that come with relationships.
Yes.
Rock is saying relationships are a commitment, and like any commitment, they come with a cost.
Yeah, and he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
But it's like, even though it's serious, the way he delivers it, it's so funny and so relatable.
It's so relatable. It's like he's giving us permission to laugh at the ups and downs of love.
Yeah, and it's not just romantic relationships either.
Right.
Right. Yeah. This whole idea of like getting fees.
Yeah.
You can apply to
everything.
Friendships, family, work,
relationships.
It's we're all
navigating
this.
Absolutely.
And humor can be
such a powerful
tool for understanding it all.
Yeah. To understand it all.
I know. It's like once you can laugh at something, it loses its power over you.
It does. It does.
Okay, so we've got Charlie Chaplin helping us navigate the mornings.
Okay.
We've got Jerry Seinfeld making us rethink breakfast.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock like breaking down the complexities of relationships.
The complexities.
I'm loving this comedic journey.
It's a fun one.
So what other insights does this article have for us?
All right, well let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And talk about another area where humor can be a lifesaver, the workplace.
Okay.
And for this we turn to the wisdom of Tina Fey.
Oh, love Tina.
Oh, she's great.
She's so witty.
The best.
And her advice is always so spot on.
Always spot on.
So the article mentions her golden rule for emailing.
Okay.
Never use the subject line, just checking in.
Just checking in, yeah.
What's wrong with just checking in?
Well, according to Fey, it makes you sound like a parole officer.
Oh.
And the recipient is under house arrest.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It definitely has a certain authoritative
vibe
to it. Yeah. And it's so common now that it's lost all meaning.
Yeah.
It's like we're on autopilot when we write emails.
Yeah. So what's the alternative?
Well, she doesn't really give a specific alternative, but her point is we should be more mindful of our communication. Yeah. Even in something as simple as an email.
Right.
Think about the purpose. Be clear.
Yeah.
Be concise.
Yeah.
And maybe even inject a little humor.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
So it's like she's giving us permission to ditch the corporate jargon and just be ourselves.
Be yourself.
Even if it means being a little funny.
A little funny. Exactly.
Okay, I'm all for that.
Yeah, good.
And speaking of being ourselves,
the
article also features Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Has a very different but equally insightful take on workplace frustrations.
Bill Burr, he's all about embracing the power of complaining.
Wait, so complaining is a good thing now?
Well, according to Burr, sometimes a good rant can be incredibly therapeutic.
Okay.
It allows us to release all that pent-up frustration.
Yeah.
And maybe even find humor in the things that annoy us.
It's like venting to a friend, but instead of burdening someone,
you turn it into comedy gold.
Exactly. You're turning it into something positive. You know, it's about finding the humor in the mundane, in the frustrating, the things that we all experience, but rarely talk about.
Right.
And that's what makes Burr so relatable. He's not afraid to say what we're all thinking.
Yeah. So we've gone from slapstick mornings to the philosophy of milk soup to the hidden fees of relationships.
It's a journey.
And now the therapeutic benefits of complaining.
It is a journey.
What other comedic wisdom awaits?
Well, since we're talking about embracing our frustrations, why don't we move on to a topic that provides plenty of material for that travel? And who better to kick things off than the queen of physical comedy herself, Lucille Ball.
Oh, Lucy. She could find humor in absolutely anything, even packing a suitcase.
Exactly. The article mentions her unique packing tip using a wine bottle as a rolling pin.
I mean, who hasn't been in a hotel room and wished they had a rolling pin handy?
Right.
Only Lucy would think of that.
Yeah.
It's so resourceful and hilarious. It's like she's saying, hey, life is unpredictable, so you might as well be prepared to make the best of it, even if it means using a wine bottle to flatten your clothes.
Exactly. It's all about finding creative solutions and not taking things too seriously. And speaking of not taking things too seriously, the article also highlights Trevor Noah's hilarious observation about airport security. Remember his bit about how everyone acts guilty even if they have nothing to hide?
Oh, that's so true. It's like you automatically feel suspicious, even if you're just carrying a bottle of water and a paperback.
Right. It's this weird social phenomenon where we all become hyper aware of our surroundings and our own behavior.
Yeah.
Noah perfectly captures that feeling of paranoia we all experience when we're trying to navigate those long lines and intimidating security checks.
I think it's that feeling of being judged, like everyone's watching you and waiting for you to mess up.
Right.
It's no wonder we all end up looking guilty. But Noah finds a way to make light of it, which is such a gift.
Absolutely. And speaking of gifts, let's talk about the gift of fast food, which, let's be honest, is a necessary part of any travel experience. The article features Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias and his hilarious confession about knowing the entire Taco Bell menu by heart.
Okay, who among us hasn't memorized their favorite fast food order? I'm pretty sure I could recite the entire McDonald's breakfast menu in my sleep.
It's one of those things that we all do but rarely admit to, but Fluffy embraces it and he makes it funny. He's not afraid to say, hey, I love Taco Bell and I'm not ashamed of it.
It's so refreshing. And it reminds us that it's okay to indulge in our guilty pleasures every once in a while.
Yeah.
Life's too short to deprive ourselves of the things that bring us joy, even if it's a cheesy gordita crunch.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between being healthy and indulging every now and then. And if we can laugh at ourselves in the process, even better.
So we've covered mornings, food, relationships, work, and travel. What other areas of life can we infuse with a little comedic perspective?
Well, sometimes it's not about a specific area of life, but rather our overall attitude. And that's where Chelsea Handler comes in. The article highlights her message about letting go of the need to be perfect. Spill some wine, say the wrong thing, laugh until your mascara runs. That's living, according to Chelsea.
I love that. It's so liberating. It's like she's giving us permission to embrace the messiness of life and not take ourselves too seriously. We all make mistakes, we all have awkward moments, and sometimes the best thing we can do is just laugh it off.
Exactly. Handler's humor is all about being real, being honest, and not apologizing for who you are. It's a reminder that perfection is overrated, and embracing our imperfections is what makes us unique and relatable.
I'm starting to notice a theme here. All of these comedians, despite their diverse styles and backgrounds, are essentially telling us the same thing. Find the humor in life, don't be afraid to be yourself, and don't sweat the small stuff. It's such a simple message, but it's so powerful.
Absolutely. And it's a message that's especially important in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with images of perfection and success. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure to be everything to everyone, but these comedians remind us that it's okay to just be ourselves, flaws and all.
They're like our comedic guides, leading us through the ups and downs of life with a laugh and a wink.
And as our journey with these comedic guides comes to a close, the article brings us to two voices that really highlight the power of humor: Richard Pryor and Ricky Gervais.
Okay, I'm ready for some final words of wisdom. What do these comedic legends have to say?
Pryor, known for his raw and honest humor, famously said that laughter is a lifeline in a crazy world.
That's so profound. It's like he's saying that even in the darkest of times, humor can be a source of strength and hope. It allows us to connect with others, to find joy even in the face of adversity, and to remember that we're not alone in this crazy world.
Exactly. And then we have Gervais, who, while often controversial, has a very simple message. Don't take life too seriously.
It's a reminder that we're all just bumbling through this thing called life, and sometimes the best thing we can do is laugh at ourselves and the absurdity of it all.
It's about finding that balance between acknowledging the seriousness of life and not letting it weigh us down. Because when we take ourselves too seriously, we lose that sense of playfulness, that ability to find joy in the unexpected.
It's like those comedians are giving us a prescription for a happier life. Find the humor, embrace the chaos, and don't forget to laugh, even when things get tough.
And you know what? It's not just about finding the humor for ourselves. It's about sharing it with others. Laughter is contagious, and it has the power to connect us, even in a world that often feels divided.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the comedic wisdom of the greats, I'm curious which comedian's perspective resonated with you the most, and how can you incorporate more humor into your own life?
And maybe a final thought to ponder. If you could have dinner with one of these comedic legends, who would it be and why? It's a question that invites us to reflect on the material we've explored today and consider the profound impact these comedic voices have had on our culture and our lives.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So many greats.
I know. It's like, who would you pick for your comedic dinner party?
Right.
It really makes you like appreciate their impact.
Mm-hmm.
Not just on comedy. But on how we see the world.
Just really shifted things.
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is.
These are voices that have made us laugh.
Made us think.
Challenged our perspectives, and the fact that they still resonate with us.
Right.
Like today. It speaks volumes.
It really does.
About the power of humor.
Absolutely. It's like a gift.
It is a gift.
That they've given us, the gift of laughter, perspective.
Not taking ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, not taking ourselves too seriously.
And it keeps on giving.
It does.
Right.
Every time we rewatch a classic bit or discover, a new comedian who speaks to our soul, it's a reminder that humor is universal.
It connects us all.
It connects us all.
It's like a secret weapon against like the daily grind,
against the
stress of life.
Yeah.
When things get tough, just remember like the milk soup.
Oh, milk soup.
Or Lucy's packing tip.
Lucy's packing tip, always a good one.
I know. Or Bill Burr's rant about everything.
Oh, yeah. Always ranting about something.
Always ranting.
It's great.
It's guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
Guaranteed. And that smile, that little moment of levity, it can make all the difference.
It really can.
It can help us see the world in a new light, Find the absurdity. And remember that we're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
We are.
So to our listeners, go forth and embrace
the laughter.
The power of laughter.
Yes.
Channel your inner Chaplin. Find the humor. In your breakfast cereal.
Even in your cereal.
I know. And don't be afraid. To just let loose. Every now and then. It's important.
Because like we've learned from these comedic masters.
Yeah.
Life is too short
to
be anything but ourselves.
Yourself.
And sometimes
the
best way to be ourselves is to just laugh. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well said.
So, until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
And
keep diving deep.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.